these shows are starting later and later, which means they're going to be shorter and shorter because I can't keep the show going further than 9:20 Eastern time due to the fact that I have to get my trading account up and running and take a look at my pre-market positions. Let me pull out your live chat so I can keep an eye on that. Give me a second as it loads. We are in day number 11 of quarantine and not bored yet. Still, on my toes with the ever-moving stock market. And I am all set to go. Let's go into screen share. And we're going to begin with Bitcoin. Here's the weekly chart of Bitcoin. And we are in this consolidation mode. Bitcoin isn't crazy interesting because look at what's happening, right? So for the fourth week in a row, we have a lower high and a higher low. So we are straight up consolidating into what appears to be a massive triangle here. Look at the range of this candle. In the second week of March, we had a high of 8,200 and a low of 3,850. Then the following week, we had a high of 7,150 and a low of 4,450. The week after, we had a high of 7,000 and a low of 57. And this current week, we have a high of 6,630, 6,600, let's round, 6,650, I guess, and 5,850. So we are continuing to make, for the fourth week in a row, lower highs and higher lows. Eventually, this is going to break one way or another. You can see us pulling back a little bit right here. So the weekly chart is not helpful at all. So we go to the daily chart. And while I am drawing this ascending triangle here, you also have to be mindful, and I don't want to get my chart convoluted, but you have to be mindful of the fact that you can actually draw a symmetric triangle like this. And it's a very good one, a very good one. Okay, I have to change the color. It's a very good one, very clean. I usually draw my symmetric triangles in, say, orange color or yellow color. And this symmetric triangle is looking like it's going to break one way or another. It's not that symmetric as I drew it, but something like this, it can definitely be drawn in a very clean way, And if you draw it as a symmetric triangle, you're not as bullish as Tone Vays is. But considering how everyone around me has become a bear, and an ugly old goat and I, trying to get my grammar straight here, an ugly old goat and I are like the only bulls left in town right now, besides the perma bulls. Perma bulls don't count. If you've been bullish for the last 8 years, your opinion doesn't count, right? You have had to be a bull and a bear at some point in your Bitcoin commentary. If you've only been a bear for the last 8 years, your opinion doesn't matter. If you've only been a bull for the last 8 years, your opinion also doesn't matter. It is not helpful, right? Only if you've been a bull at some point and a bear at other points, and that ratio is not 90-10, that ratio is close to at least 75-25. So you've spent at least 25% of your time being a bear on Bitcoin, then your opinion might actually matter. At the moment, I am more bullish than bearish, but this symmetric triangle could potentially question that. I'm going to delete it because I prefer the more bullish scenario because I like to be more optimistic. So there you go. Martin, I see a question from you. Do you expect higher all-time high in Bitcoin now due to recent events as predicted 50,000 or so previously? My view on Bitcoin being 50,000 and when I believe Bitcoin will be 50,000 has not changed. And but that view, I made that view very clear. Even before the coronavirus, I knew the coronavirus existed. My view was based on general fundamentals and general technicals. The current money printing does not change that, because even though the government is printing $2 trillion, I believe more than $2 trillion has vanished out of the booming economy that it had. And therefore, I don't see how this newly printed money is gonna automatically raise the price of Bitcoin. All right, I got one more question, and then I'm gonna move on to look at some other markets. Seems like Bitcoin has been following world equity markets. Correct. It has been closely correlated. Do you see a divergence coming? No, not yet. Can Bitcoin, can BTC as a risk asset outperform while equities crap the bed? Outperform is a very relative statement. I believe that if equities crap the bed, Bitcoin will outperform. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin will go up. Bitcoin can outperform the stock market by only falling 10%. Bitcoin can outperform the stock market by having a 0% return over the next 6 months. So equities can lose 30% over the next 6 months, and Bitcoin could lose 0% and gain 0% over the last 6 months, and therefore Bitcoin has outperformed. I do believe that Bitcoin will outperform the stock market over the next 6 to 9 months, but it doesn't mean Bitcoin has to go up. Does that make sense? I believe that Bitcoin has had its capitulation, and the stock market has a higher probability of still having a new low. I don't believe Bitcoin has a high probability of having a new low. All right, we got one more question. Perma bears out in full droves, calling for a 90% drop in equities and $5,000 Dow. Do you see any chance of the 1930 scenario wiping out 95% of the market? I think it's possible, but unlikely. There was one really cool chart. I don't know if I can get to that chart. Let me see. Let me do a search real quick. Nanya Business posted this chart in one of my channels. Let me see. It's it was a cool looking chart. Let me see if I can find it. I have to scroll through my own chat. If people weren't posting so many conspiracy theories about the non-Bitcoin stuff, it would be a lot cleaner. Let me see. I'll get there. Give me 30 more seconds, guys. Telegram is taking its sweet time loading. Come on. All right, I'm running out of my 30 seconds here. Dead air is not good. Okay, I think I found it. Boom, here it is. This was a pretty compelling case as a trader. That's a compelling case as a trader. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I find this very hard to believe. I am very skeptical of this scenario. I'm very skeptical of this scenario. The reason I'm very skeptical of this scenario is that this was an irrational price bubble. This was the shitcoin ICO version of the in the stock market, right? This here, if you compare this to the NASDAQ did one of these back here in the year 2000. Sorry, back here in the year 2000. The NASDAQ did one of these, right? Look at how this was a lot more rational in the Dow. This is the Dow, by the way. The Dow did not go up as irrationally as the NASDAQ did. So the NASDAQ repeated this irrationality, and the NASDAQ crashed this badly. The Dow and the S&P, look, they did not crash that badly. This is the Dow. It didn't crash nearly as bad in a .com like the NASDAQ did. So, and I did not see irrationality in stocks. I didn't see it, right? I mean, sure, a lot of this was fueled by company stock buybacks. Okay, but it wasn't an irrational, like, look, how many people were buying into the equity stock market? Companies that did not actually have anything, right? Like over here, people were irrationally buying into companies that didn't do shit, okay? This was the irrationality of the ICO bubble and crypto. During the .com, there was stocks were trading for $100 a share. They had nobody. They had one guy, one developer. They had one like a Vitalik Buterin and nothing else, right? Not even a Vitalik Buterin. Vitalik actually has like done stuff, right? Like a Richard Hart. They had like one Richard Hart and that's it, right? So the irrationality was not there. And when irrationality is not there, I don't foresee this. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible, right? But I just don't see it. Okay. Let's, you know what, before we go on, hey guys, I gotta promote my affiliate codes. These are going on the website. I hear these are going on the website. The CEO of Embly, I think, said he's getting this one. He said number 6, so it's either this one or this one. These are absolutely awesome. I can't wait to get these up on the Embly site. If you want to support, please use the affiliate page. And of course, there are on-demand videos for sale if you want to learn how to trade better with less risk. Understanding Bitcoin's taking place in October. The financial summit's taking place in November. Okay, let's get back to the charts. GBTC. I'm actually looking at see how this opens. I want to see if the premium is good because, like I said, I am bullish on Bitcoin. I have to step back from something that I said yesterday that someone is going to call me out on. So I'm going to do it myself first. I said in yesterday's video that it's probably unlikely that we go below this low, which pretty much means I think 6,000 is here to stay. I do not have that much confidence in that statement, right? I'm not sitting here telling you there is only a 5% chance Bitcoin is going to go below 6,000. That's not true at all. Bitcoin can go below 6,000 today. What I'm saying is I am pretty damn bullish in Bitcoin. And I'm not sure how to convey the fact that I am bullish in Bitcoin. And bullish in Bitcoin doesn't mean that we can't fall. I was very, very bullish in the stock market right here at the very, very peak, at the very, very top. I was bullish in the stock market then too, as I was for the last, I don't know, 8 years bullish in the stock market, right? So I will eventually be wrong. I was bullish here, we fell, you take your stop loss, you adjust your positions, right? So right here, I believe that Bitcoin is going to go higher from here. That doesn't mean it has to go higher from here. So when I say that I don't think Bitcoin is going to go below 6,000 again, I give that maybe a 52 or a 53% chance. Like I'm not like at a 90% level here, right? I am somewhere in the 85% level. We're not going below this. But I do think that Bitcoin is pretty damn bullish, mostly because everybody else is bearish. Finally. Do you ever use the trend-based Fibonacci extensions? Maybe, not really, kinda. Look, here's my old S&P chart, and you can see Fibonacci extensions on it. Those are Fibonacci extensions, there and there. Those are my Fibonacci extensions, okay? And you can see a perfect rejection of this Fibonacci extension. And then I was very, very bullish when this happened. I was already live streaming here. I was very bullish the markets, looking for the next Fibonacci extension. And I don't even have the one after that. I do. There they are. So that was my next Fibonacci extension. So I do use them, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I really want to talk about the S&P 500. Look, this is a bit of a dilemma for Tone Vays. On the one hand, we got rejected by the 38% Fibonacci, which is exactly what I anticipated. But on the other hand, we now got rejected for the second time by the 38% Fibonacci. And what does Tone always say about double tops? Double tops are meant to be broken. So now that the S&P 500 made this silly double top, I don't exactly know what the hell is going to happen next. This is my dilemma. My dilemma is when an asset does not get fully rejected by a resistance level and comes back to touch set resistance level, there is a higher probability of a breakout like than 50%. And this creates a huge dilemma because on the one hand, I am bearish in the market, anticipating, a monster pullback, maybe not all the way down to new lows, but this rebound yesterday in the stock market threw a huge wrench into my expectation of the week. And right now we're having a down day, but now I think we're going to play out the sequential into a 9. So I am more anticipating the break of this Fibonacci line and to go higher and maybe get as high as the next Fibonacci line at 27.85 and then get rejected. But we have to do it quickly in order to do it this week so we can reject on a 9. Or we can reverse right here, right now, and go all the way down. So at the moment, I am completely clueless where we're going to go. Like right here, I was bullish, anticipating a rejection. I got the rejection, but it wasn't as big as I expected, even though we played out the 38% Fibonacci in the other direction absolutely perfectly. But this creates a huge dilemma for me personally. So I don't really know what the hell is going to happen. I was not looking for a 10 a.m. rejection yesterday because of the way the market was rallying early in the day, really, really strong with, good news and good fundamentals all around. But today's candle, we have to wait for the market open. I am not having any predetermined expectations of the market right now. I am 50-50. We can go up, we can go down, or we can go sideways. So I'm actually 33, 33, 33. This is a very weird situation, and I hate seeing it. And I don't like trading within this situation. So trading this week is going to be a little bit challenging for me. And I am setting up my trades that the market is not going to go anywhere. I am currently setting up my trades that the market is going to be flat for the rest of the week because that's the only expected outcome I can see right now. How does the economic downturn and crisis affect Trump's re-election, in your opinion? I don't know. It's too early to tell. I need another month. I mean, Trump was a shoo-in to get reelected. And then like 2 weeks ago, I thought Trump, there's no way he's going to get reelected from the stupid press conferences that he was doing. And now I'm not sure. I kind of stopped watching the press conferences. So I have to go back and watch some of his press conferences. He's not coming off very intelligent, unfortunately, in these press conferences. Okay, one more. I want to look at silver. I got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Silver's pulling back. That's good for me. Gold is I called gold schizophrenic recently. I'm gonna stick with that for now. That's it. That's it. There's really not much else I can say. I'm gonna go take a look at the markets. I'm gonna fire up my portfolio, and I'll see you guys after market closes. Thank you all for watching. Once again, please support with the affiliate codes or with buying the on-demand video workshops. You could also buy some t-shirts. But if you lost your job, please save your money. And of course, I can't wait to order me one of these bad boys. Talk to you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.